and welcome to episode 53 of the Red Mountain Express. I'm Patrick Tucker. Joining me today is Matthew Joyner.
Howdy, howdy.
And we're missing Blake Westbrook. He has disappeared. We don't know where he went.
Missing is a strong term. No, we miss. Look, his presence not being here, I feel kind of weird about all this. Yeah. We've never had a show without Blake.
This would be the first episode minus Blake Westbrook, so we do miss him. Hopefully he will return soon. I think he'll get a taste of freedom and not
come back.
Yeah, he may never come back and do this again. This is what it's like to have a Tuesday night free. Well, so how was your weekend, Matthew?
Man, it flew by so quickly. Now that Laura's back to work and I'm with the kid every day of the week, I do know what days of the week are again. Like for that first 10 or 12 weeks when neither one of us were working and we're home all the time, like days of the week don't matter anymore. Monday and Saturday are the exact same.
No, really at that point it's just what episode are you on Netflix?
Exactly.
Like, where did we end on?
And what number diaper of the day is this? With her back to work, now when the weekends hit, I do feel like it's an actual weekend, but they're going by so quickly. It's either yard work or watching him while she goes out shopping or vice versa. So, I mean, I think it was good.
Right.
Yeah, how about you?
My weekend was terrible, but I don't know.
Oh.
So I'm not really going to talk. No, I'm looking for a new car. It's been very stressful. My car is falling apart, probably leaking stuff into the parking lot right now. But
I've got a Chevy Avalanche if you're interested.
Not really, but thanks for offering. Anyway, so I wanted to mention a couple of things real quick. First, we are, again, at the M&O O'Neill Library in Mountain Brook, recording from their makerspace. This is an awesome space. If you guys have any creative endeavors that you want to check out, they've got 3D printers, they've got computers, they've got, I think, a 3D scanner. It's
like
green screen for recording video, and it's just a really cool place. So come check that out. And I think we're going to jump into some of the news here, Matthew.
Yeah, I think we've got 5 or 6 stories, so let's get into it. First, I know you talked about that I hadn't seen. Red Diamond has come out with a new cold brew.
Yeah, so I think they're trying this out in the Birmingham market. It's available. It's called Fitz. Very formal. It's got a little tie in the logo. They're trying this out in the Birmingham market. I think it's available at all sort of independent grocers. They've got 3 flavors. They've got black, they've got dark chocolate, and then one called slightly sweet. So they're available in like 12-ounce serving sizes, already mixed up. You don't have to mix anything. Just open it up and drink it. So are you a big coffee fan?
I'm a huge coffee fan. I've not traditionally been a big cold brew person. Every once in a while, when it's really hot, like during the summer, maybe I'll grab one, or maybe we'll make some at home. But not usually. What about you?
I can't really drink it anymore. I've come off of caffeine completely, so people are like, how do you do that? It's not hard after a while, but it does take some getting used to. So now if I have a little bit of caffeine, I'm wired for like 3 days. I can't sleep. So.
Are you doing any decaf?
No, I can't even do decaf because even decaf has a little bit of caffeine in it. So I do love the taste. I do enjoy it. Especially these sound really nice because they're like 50 or 70 calories. So not a lot of calories, and they're actually the dark chocolate and the slightly sweet are, I think they're both dairy free. Maybe just the dark chocolate is dairy free. So check that out. See if you can find it in the local stores. I do know there's another cold brew place in Birmingham, Icebox Coffee, that's been around for quite a while. I think they've had some success and sort of branded and pushed out nationally.
I know I've seen them locally a lot, and I know their main office is located like First Avenue North.
Right.
I have not tried them. I've seen their packaging. It's that really like brightly colored. It says Icebox in different colors on there. Yeah. But I've not tried them.
So I think they're one of the more original ones, and it's sort of picked up with all the bigger coffee tea brands have kind of picked up and started making these different cold brews. So there's a lot of competition in that space now. But check it out if you get a chance. So let's move on to another story that I thought was interesting is the new parking lot coming to Avondale.
Yeah, so I meant to mention this last week, especially with some of the events that were going on, like Secret Stages last week in the Avondale area. Of course, anybody that went to Secret Stages or has done anything in that area this last week, you've already experienced this. But as of last Friday, the developer down there, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head, they have turn one of the lots there on the corner of 41st and 3rd, which is right next to the Avondale Common House, into a paid per hour parking spot. So like on weeknights or weekends and nights, it's $1.50 an hour, and then on weekdays it's $1 an hour. Of course, they have a quick pay app you can use to pay, or they have a kiosk in the lot there. The app can be found at qpme.com. And this is right next to another paid lot that's owned by a different company, and that's $3 per hour there at that lot. I think this is pretty good news for me. Whenever I go down to Avondale, finding parking is not usually terrible, but every once in a while at a bigger event, I'll have to drive circles for 30 minutes before I can find a spot.
Yeah, those nice days in the spring, trying to find a spot near Avondale Brewery is pretty tough. So
yeah.
This would be great. More parking is always useful, and I especially like the app to pay. I've done that. I think you guys have talked about this with some of the things Birmingham was trying to do for the downtown area. Having a mobile app option potentially in the future. And I was actually just downtown today thinking, like, scrounging in my car, hey, do I have enough money to pay the meter?
Right.
So I love having the app option. I think revenues will go up. I think for them that would be great. But
I think another
really
big
cool.
like side effect positive of this is for those restaurants in that area. Sometimes you have people that will park in these free lots or these free spaces and just like leave their car there for a day or 2 days or however long. Well, restaurants make their business off turning over tables, and if you don't have any parking spots clearing up after that hour or 2 hours, then you don't have tables turning over as fast. You don't get as much money that night. So I think this is like a net positive for the area. Even if you're not a big fan of paying for parking, overall I think this is a good move.
Yep. So speaking of restaurants in that area, one of the restaurants that's been there for a long time is actually leaving the area. Wasabi Wines is actually moving their Avondale location downtown to the Battery.
Yeah, so they've been in that location for 4 years, I think?
I think, yeah.
And that's their original location.
Yep.
So the owner of the restaurant, Louis Toro, has said that basically they've grown out of their Avondale space. That space in Avondale is about 850 square feet, and about half of that is their kitchen space.
Yeah, I mean, it's tiny.
Yeah, it really is.
So really, they probably lose business just because, one, it's so small, and unless the weather's nice, like where you can kind of take it out of there and sit sort of around or go over to Avondale Brewery, it's a tiny place. I mean, it's not very big. So
the location they're moving to at the Battery, they're saying is going to be about 1,200 square feet. So that's a pretty big upgrade. I wonder if that includes kitchen space like they've included with the 850.
I imagine it does, but still, that probably more than doubles their dine-in area. So
they've also said that this will allow them to potentially do catering things as well. So that's pretty cool. So along with their food truck and their new locations, if they're adding catering, that's a whole new added side to their business.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good move for them. It's cool to see more stuff coming down to the Battery. I think that's kind of becoming a hot spot.
Seems like
we talked about last week.
Yeah, we talked to Caitlin Bentley last week. Of course, she has just opened her fitness studio there. She's right above the future location of Gus's Chicken. There's a brewery coming there. There's a entertainment venue coming, and so now we've got Wasabi Wines coming as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole nother area I think that'll start to pick up. So that's awesome. Should be coming soon.
To continue the
the food and drink,
right? Of course, anybody in Alabama, Birmingham, you're most likely familiar with Milo's. Of course, if you're like me, you enjoy their Milo's burgers, but Milo's sweet tea is like the thing there.
You got to have it. You can't have an event, a barbecue. You can't have anything without Milo's tea being there.
No, you got to have 2 or 3 jugs, maybe one unsweetened for that weird person that doesn't want sweet tea.
It's always left over at the end of the day. It's like one person drank it.
So Milo's Tea, of course, they've got their big facility. It's like a 15.5-acre location in Bessemer. They are going to relocate about 49 jobs to a new office space in Homewood inside the Lakeshore Plaza. This is going to be about a 26,000 square foot office space. Of course, Homewood City Council has had to approve this, but they've also approved an incentive package that includes 5 years of property tax abatements and sales tax. And then Milo's has said that they plan on adding 36 new jobs to this space over the next 5 years. Their main operations team will remain in Bessemer. The Bessemer location, of course, was just renovated. That's not going anywhere. This is just an add-on to what their current operations is using.
Yeah, I think this is good. Obviously, adding new jobs is a positive. It's good to see that they're having strong business too. I think they've sort of ventured into some new markets. They have some new SKUs. They've got like a peach iced tea and some lemonade. They've also got their Milo's organic line, which comes in more of almost like an orange juice bottle, like the clear plastic bottle. And then they have the Milo's M59, which I think is more for like serving in schools. It's like 59 calories. I guess lemonade and sweet tea.
Meet those nutritional value quotas that were set.
Yeah.
I've not seen the organic thing. That's new to me. And I hadn't heard of the M59, but that's pretty cool that they're doing that. I know that was a pretty big thing when I was in high school, was that they sold Milo's tea, and there's no telling how many calories I had in my lunch.
For you, but,
oh yeah.
But it's good. But the Milo's organics, they have a sweet tea, they have a light sweet tea, and then they have a green tea, green citrus tea. So check that out. See if you can find that at your local grocers.
Speaking of local grocers, segue.
This is not local grocer.
German grocer Aldi has been renovating several Birmingham-centric stores here recently as part of a push to expand and renovate more than 1,300 locations by 2020. They have invested $14 million in 13 Birmingham area locations, hoping to have them all finished by the end of 2019. Of course, they've already renovated and reopened locations in Crestwood, Homewood, and Pelham. And the latest one to open is the Roebuck Huffman location, which is at 520 Gene Reed Road. That's supposed to open up on August 22nd. Now, I'm familiar with Aldi. I'm familiar with the brand and kind of who they are, where they come from, the fact that they're a German company. I've never shopped in an Aldi.
So they put one down in the former H.H. Gregg building on Highway 280, which is right across from work for me and Blake as well. I've been in there a couple of times. They have some interesting things. I've got some things I really enjoyed. Some things were maybe not as great of a deal, but there are a lot of good deals there. I bought like a food dehydrator for like $10 or something.
Nice.
Yeah, so haven't used it yet, but whatever. I'm going to one day for that price. They can just sit in my basement.
No, they don't really do name brand stuff, do they?
Yeah, it's not really name brand stuff. I mean, there is some stuff in there that's kind of a recognizable brand, but it's more off-brand stuff. You know, everybody talks about you got to pay for a cart, like 25 cents for a cart when you go in.
But you get that back.
You get that back, yeah.
If you return the cart.
But, bring your own bags and all that thing. So that's, I like it. I think I know some people at work that shop there almost exclusively for their main grocery shopping. So it's pretty convenient. And I need to go back in there and check it out again. But they also own Trader Joe's, which I've been shopping at a lot more lately because they have some really, really great stuff. So it's good. I had no idea that they had 13 locations around Birmingham now.
No, I didn't either. I grew up in Columbiana, and we got one in the Alabaster area probably about the time I was graduating college. And so that was the first time I'd really had an Aldi close to me. Of course, by then I wasn't really living in that area, so I wasn't shopping there. I never had a reason to go in there. The last few times I've seen my mother-in-law, though, she has said, you guys need to go to Aldi. I'm getting milk for like 69 cents a gallon.
I need to go to Aldi then, because with 2 kids, we go through milk. Yeah, I need to go there and get some milk.
I go through spurts. Like, I'd hate to say this, but I just threw away a half gallon that I've never even opened. But sometimes I'll drink 2 or 3 gallons a week. Like, I mean, just...
Yeah, when the kids are there, it goes fast. So in non-food related news, Birmingham startup Quant Hub, which was launched in May by the Birmingham data analytics firm StrategyWise, completed their a round of funding and raised $1.25 million. Quant Hub is a software as a service platform for helping find jobs for big data and artificial intelligence. This is something that in my job I could use. We could actually really use some people that do sort of big data type work. So this is something I'm going to check out. Joshua Jones, the CEO of StrategyWise, said the funding would be used for new customer acquisition and expanding the development team at Quant Hub. So also if you're looking for a development job, maybe Quant Hub, check it out. They hopes to be out of beta by the end of summer and hope to have staff of 20 by next year. So this is a great expansion for sort of a startup or a spinoff from a Birmingham company.
Yeah, so I saw this story in the Biz Journal's website there, and it caught my attention mostly because that 1.25 million seems like a really big number for a startup in our area.
Yeah.
I don't see, or I have not seen a lot of businesses, startups get that kind of first round funding. I'm assuming this is first round. The article didn't specify; it just said they completed this round of funding.
Right.
They had a lot of bigger investors from the area. This is pretty exciting, not only because it's a lot of money, but because it's a Birmingham startup that's going to contribute, like you said, to development jobs in the area, to that notion that we can move towards a bigger tech sector type location. Of course, this along with things like Innovation Depot in the area, Shipped, some of your bigger, like RFID is another company there in
Atlas.
Yeah. This is a really cool thing to see, us moving. We've already got medical sector. Us moving towards tech sector is a huge boon for our future. Of course, we mentioned that data company several weeks back, whose name is on the tip of my tongue.
DC Blocks?
Yeah, DC Blocks, that's right. They're in Titusville. I'd love to see stuff like this continue to move forward. But so you mentioned it, and I have a question. Now, you're in, is it HRIS?
Yes, HR Information Systems.
So now, do you, like reading this description, them being a software as a service to help find jobs for these type candidates, do you have any kind of inkling how this type of thing works? Or
yeah, I mean, it seems to me like they're essentially trying to match candidates with jobs. There are a lot of these type of targeted sort of recruiting sites out there. Dice is one of it's more of just a job board, but there are some others of these that are really kind of specific, sort of niche job boards that are and they probably would hate being called a job board. I'm sure that they're much more than that. Yeah. so I can call them a job board, but yeah, I assume it's really just targeted for a specific market of jobs. So QuantHub is using some artificial intelligence to try and match candidates with job openings or companies that need help. So it sounds like they're doing some sort of testing and evaluation of candidates to see if they meet the specific needs of a company that's looking for someone who they're calling a quant.
Kind of like a automated vetting process.
Yeah, I think that's what they're shooting for. So
I'm assuming they would sell to clients, or like to your business. If Altech needed this as a solution, they would sell to you as a client, and then you'd just be able to use their data. I'm assuming that's how this is going to work.
Or their vetted candidates. So if you needed somebody that's strong in SQL skills, or somebody that's strong at writing algorithms or something like that, based on their testing, you could go in and find that qualified list of vetted candidates.
It's almost like recruiters that are automated.
Yeah, it's sort of narrowing down the pool to people that have got some sort of vetting behind them, instead of just whoever chooses to apply for your job. So
very cool.
It's a very cool space.
Yeah.
So
more information on them can be found at quanthub.com, and of course we'll have links to them as well as the rest of our stories in our show notes on our website. So that'll do it for our news stories for today. So we're going to take a quick break, let you hear from our friends at Beach & Woodworks, and we'll be back with a few upcoming events in Birmingham.
Beach & Woodworks is a locally owned and operated wood shop in Birmingham, Alabama, specializing in custom furniture and small home goods. Chris and Kanan Beecham create a wide variety of unique pieces of all sizes, ranging from cutting boards to farmhouse tables. Using wood sourced from Alabama sawmills, Beach & Woodworks creates affordable quality pieces that will be a one-of-a-kind fixture for your home. So support your local woodworker and visit redmountainexpress.com/woodworks, or check them out on their Facebook and Instagram accounts. Beach & Woodworks, turning your house into a home.
All right, welcome back to the second half of the show. As I mentioned, there's a few events coming up in Birmingham the next week that we wanted to talk about. The first thing that I wanted to bring up was Sidewalk Film Festival coming up August 20th through 26th.
Yeah, so I think we mentioned on the show last week that neither of us have ever been to Sidewalk. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm really going to try really hard to go this year. I was checking out on their website, which their website's really good. They have the schedule of events up. You can actually scroll through all the events, and there are a ton of events out there. I mean, it's solid packed for a few days there. But some of the trailers they have out there, I was actually showing Matthew before the show a trailer for a movie called Damsel, which I think looks really funny.
It looks hilarious. It looks I don't know, really, I hate to say this, lose some of masculinity. It looks really sweet. Looks like a really cute story, but it looks really funny. What's the guy from Twilight?
Robert
Pattinson. Is it Twilight? No. Yeah, is it? Okay.
I think so.
I didn't recognize him in the trailer, but the trailer looked really good. He's taken on a role that I wouldn't have guessed for him.
Yeah, it's kind of like a spoof of a Western.
Yeah, or a reimagining.
Yeah.
So that looked really good. I'm sure there's a billion other movies
there's so many. I mean, really, I could not even begin to list them off on here. Go to their website, sidewalkfest.com, and check out their schedule. I think there's a way to maybe do it on the mobile app or to save your favorite things that you want to do and sync them back to your calendar. So it's really cool. I think I'm going to go this year.
I'm going to try and go at least one day. I'm going to maybe get a babysitter and see if me and Laura can't go. They have day passes available at $35 for Saturday or Sunday. They have a weekend pass for $95, and they have a VIP pass for $270, which sounds like a lot, but looking at the list of what you get for that money, if you actually committed to doing everything and being really involved in this weekend, I think you'd get every penny out of it.
Yeah, I mean, and there are venues all over town. There's Alabama Theater, the Lyric Theater, the Red Mountain Theater Company Cabaret, First Church Birmingham, Rushton Theater at the McWayne Science Center, Steiner Auditorium at the Birmingham Museum of Art, and the Multiplex at the Alabama School of Fine Arts. I mean, several venues all over town. It's a big deal. I think it's really one of the highest rated sort of second tier of film festivals. I don't know if that's the proper way to put it or if that's the polite way to put it, but
yeah. So obviously it's not Cannes, it's not Sundance, but I think maybe a second tier is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It is big. Everybody that I know that gets involved with it, volunteers for it, goes to it every year, talks very highly about it, and I think we do get a lot of traction in that community.
Yep. And if you are interested in going and you aren't, if you've got time to spare, I think they are still looking for volunteers as well. So they'd have different levels of volunteering where you can actually get tickets. So if you spend 6 to 7 hours or whatever, you get a day pass. So and they have different levels, and so check that out. I think it's sidewalkfest.com.
That's right.
Go give it a chance. And another annual event in Birmingham, which I do attend on a regular basis, is Birmingham Restaurant Week, and that is coming up actually starting this weekend.
Yeah, so from August 10th through the 19th, Restaurant Week is back for Birmingham. Then you can find more information at bhamrestaurantweek.com. I have been, the last 2 years, I've been to at least 2 restaurants, both years that we're doing Restaurant Week events. Of course, I've been working downtown. This year, not working downtown, I may miss most of these. I might try and get out and go to at least one because I really enjoy getting cheap food.
Yep.
Seeing these restaurants showcase their plates. If you haven't participated in Birmingham Restaurant Week, usually what they'll do is for that week, each restaurant will have, maybe they'll serve a $10 lunch or a $15 lunch. Of course, different restaurants will serve maybe $20 dinner plates or $30 dinner plates. And then this year, they've added a drinks and bites category for smaller things like I think the Lucky Cat rolled ice cream is participating in that. The Wine Loft is participating.
Right.
Just like a smaller, daytime treat or nighttime treat type deal.
Yeah, so this is I think one of the best events in Birmingham. I mean, I of course love to eat, but and eating cheaply is nice. So they usually have a prefixed menu for most of the dinners, where it's kind of set, or you may have a few options to pick from. I know Rusty's Barbecue is participating on the $15 lunch. I think if you go out there, you get a half slab of ribs and 2 sides, and a banana pudding, and if you can eat all that, good luck.
I was about to say, for $15, you may leave some on the plate.
Yeah, that's probably 2 meals.
Bring a friend with you.
Yeah.
Other restaurants participating are Bar Taco, iCantina, Flip Burger, Fofo, Taco Moro Loco, Slice.
There's some newer restaurants in the list too. I think Whistling Table is opened up by the folks from Shindigs over in Forest Park. They've got an option. There's some other ones. I mean, there's really a great list. It's a good cross section of Birmingham restaurants all the way around.
Yeah, the list goes on and on and on. Looking at their website,
Little Savannah, Roots and Revelry. I mean, just Oven Bird even on there. So if you want some Chris Hastings, they've got a $30 dinner, which you can't get out of there for $30 normally.
Not at all. And if you haven't participated, again, why not? I mean, you're in Birmingham, and we are hot on the food scene right now. We just had Andrew Zimmern just here like a few months ago, and he called us the hottest small food city in America. Of course, we've got Frank Stitt here local. We've got Chris Hastings. I mean, the restaurant scene is amazing.
Strong to quite strong.
Very strong, yes. And this is a good chance to try some of these restaurants out if you haven't tried them, or if you have tried them and you have some favorites, you can get some of their food a little bit cheaper.
I'm still looking at the list. They've got the Yard over at the Ealaton Hotel, which is awesome. Satterfield's out in Cobb Heights. If you haven't tried those are really great places. So
Fleming's is on there.
Fleming's is
Bottega.
on there as well. Yep. Bottega.
Ocean.
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't eat good the next 7 days, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. At least one of those days. Make it an event. Take your wife or husband or significant other out and enjoy a put together menu for you.
Speaking of events, they actually do have some special events that are coming with Restaurant Week. The first one that's coming up, there's a Take a Ride Outside Magic City Eats bike tour, which is actually sold out. Sorry, you missed it this year, but look for it next year. Hopefully, I'm sure they'll do it again. But they're doing a brunch. Let's do brunch together, which is what they're calling their Harvest Brunch. It is at a place called Social Venture over in Woodlawn, which I've actually been to before. It's a really cool spot. They've got a cool kind of back patio area. So I don't know if it's out there. I think they're going to have some tents up. Should be pretty big. They've got about maybe 10 or so local restaurants that are cooking up stuff from the Urban Food Project and serving it. It's $35 for a single ticket, $60 for a couple. I think they're sponsored by Red Diamond, so they'll have the cold brew out there. And they're also doing like a Tito's vodka make your own Bloody Mary bar, so can't go wrong there. Although sometimes I prefer people to make them for me.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah. But it looks like a really cool event, especially if you're in a brunch. It's from 11 to 3 on March the 11th. And
on March the 11th?
I'm sorry, August the 11th.
I want to make sure that I hadn't missed it.
No, you haven't missed it. August the 11th. I don't know why. I think I'm in March. It says the parking lot of Social Venture, so I think they'll have tents out there with fans going and stuff to keep it cooled down. So check that out. There's another couple of events. There's one on Friday, August the 17th, that is called Ingredients for Success, which is Foodie Biz 1.0. So this is really kind of a workshop for startup restaurants or businesses in the food industry, trying to help them sort of get their act together and sort of find out what it takes to become a successful restaurant. So you can check that out. That is Friday the 17th. It's from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., and it is at the Annex Commissary and Incubation Kitchen over on 12th Street North in Birmingham. There's also a Let's Mix It Up event, which I think is a drinking event.
Sounds like it.
It is sponsored by Red Diamond and Cahaba Brewing and Tito's Vodka. So it's learned from the Birmingham's Best during the Birmingham Restaurant Week, presented by Regents, speed dating style crash course on topics from stocking your bar with craft cocktail essentials to making your own mixers.
All right, so I need to sign up for this because I've got a mild selection of scotches and whiskeys and a few vodkas here and there, but I don't know what to do with them. I usually just drink them neat because I'm not creative.
Yeah, it's just easy. Or because you're lazy.
Right, one or the other, or both.
Maybe. So this is at 5 Points Public House. It is Saturday, August 18th from 1 to 3. Tickets are $30. It's limited to 40 to 60 people, so act fast. Get your tickets now. And your tickets include a mix your own drink using your newly improved skills, is what they say on their website.
All right.
So yeah, that sounds like a fun event. I like the speed dating style. Like, I know there's some good bartenders in town, and I know they're going to tell you exactly how to make some really cool drinks.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure that'll be a fun event. Obviously, you must be 21 up to
Yeah, I'm sure. So that's going to do it for upcoming events. Of course, I want to mention the website for Restaurant Week again. That was Birmingham Restaurant, or BhamRestaurantWeek.com. And of course, we'll have that link as well as the other links and links to the stores we've mentioned in our show notes at RedMountainExpress.com. Thank you for listening this week. Again, Blake should be back next week unless he's just decided that, man, it's too nice. Yeah. So thank you, Patrick, for joining me this week, and we will see y'all next week.